इस वक्त सीधे भारतीय विदेश मंत्रालय के प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में लिए चलते हैं।
Jigme Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk is on an official visit to India, which started yesterday afternoon and will go on till tomorrow morning. His Majesty is accompanied by His Excellency Limpo Dr. Tandi Dorji, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and External Trade of Bhutan, and other senior officials of the Royal Government of Bhutan. This visit of His Majesty, which has been long in planning, takes forward our long-standing tradition of regular high-level exchanges between India and Bhutan. Just to sketch the outline frame of the cooperation between our two countries, you are aware that India and Bhutan share an exemplary relationship which is characterized by trust, goodwill, mutual understanding. It's a time-tested nature of our friendship which was reflected in the support that we provided to Bhutan during the COVID pandemic, including the Vaccine Maitri program, as also in the expansion of our partnership into some of the new emerging areas and domains of economic cooperation, which includes digital domain, space, a new area, financial connectivity and increasing interoperability, etc. Hydropower, again, strong element of our cooperation, which most recently has included handing over of the 720 megawatt Mangdechu hydroelectric power project to the Royal Government of Bhutan. You would all recall perhaps that His Majesty was last in Delhi during his transit visit in September 2022. At that time also he had had a brief meeting with the Honorable Prime Minister. In terms of the program elements of His Majesty's ongoing visit, as I mentioned, His Majesty arrived yesterday afternoon. External Affairs Minister called on His Majesty in the evening yesterday and hosted a dinner in His Majesty's honor, which actually involved good discussions and interaction with the key CEOs of some of the Indian companies. This morning His Majesty visited Rajghat to pay his tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, and thereafter His Majesty had a meeting with Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. The meeting was also followed by lunch hosted by the Honorable Prime Minister, and later this evening His Majesty will meet discussions between His Majesty. Let me briefly share with you its key elements as also the outcomes that we would be working on here onwards following the discussions between His Majesty and the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister on his significant transformation and reform initiative that Bhutan is currently undertaking. Prime Minister on his part reiterated India's continued and to be determined, but the broad location point is known. Fifth, with the Bhutanese side. This in some ways will be historic because this would be the field of hydropower specifically, and favorable consideration to Bhutan's request regarding power trade and access to financing for new and upcoming hydropower projects. Again, the specifics of this would vary from project to project and would naturally be in sync with our CBT guidelines. And also, as I mentioned earlier, expand our energy partnership to include non-hydro wells. Besides the existing range of hydropower projects and also exploring the non-hydro renewable space, we would also try and expedite the finalization of modalities for new hydroelectric projects, hydropower projects, including the Sankosh hydroelectric project. As you can see from India and Bhutan, to not only review the full range of bilateral engagement, advance it further in all these areas which I mentioned here, but also at the same time sketch a roadmap in terms of the next steps that we would take to further our multifaceted.
कोई बातचीत हुई?
ये इतना अनएक्सपेक्टेड क्वेश्चन इस टॉपिक पे एक साथ ले सकता हूँ? Anybody on Doklam or anything related to that? Yeah, Siddhant, please.
Basically not on Doklam, basically about the Chinese worry concerns. India has a worry with Chinese aggressive actions. Bhutan is also facing its issues and especially border issues. Were there any discussions regarding that? Did the Bhutanese side briefed on that to the Indian side over the issue when it comes to conversation with the Chinese?
On the same topic? Yeah, please go ahead.
सर मैं कविता जोशी हूँ। सर मेरा सवाल डोकलाम इशू के साथ अपनी बातचीत में।
Behind you.
सर मैं मुकेश कौशिक हूँ दैनिक भास्कर से। खुरमुन में भी बातचीत हुई थी।
के प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस का भूटान नरेश की भारत यात्रा के बारे में जानकारी दे रहे थे विदेश सचिव, और उनके जो कार्यक्रम हैं और दोनों देशों के बीच जो समझौता होना है उसके बारे में भी इस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जानकारी दे रहे थे विदेश सचिव।